We are all connected now. Our phones are always with us. They sit in our pockets, on our desks, and even on our dinner tables. Social media promises to bring us closer to friends and family around the world. But what is it doing to the people in the same room? We see families sitting together in restaurants, but they are not talking. They are looking at their screens. Each person is in their own digital world. Honestly, this scene is becoming very common. It makes us wonder if we are trading real connection for something less. We must ask ourselves a hard question. Is this new way of connecting actually pulling our families apart? The problem is not the technology itself. The problem is how we use it. When we spend hours on our devices, we lose precious time. This is time we could be spending with our loved ones. Family conversations become shorter. We stop sharing the small details of our day. Quality time, once spent playing games or talking, is now filled with scrolling through feeds. A study from Common Sense Media found that teenagers spend an average of 9 hours a day on screens for entertainment. Adults are not far behind. This constant focus on screens creates a silent barrier. It separates parents from children and partners from each other, even when they are physically together. Think about a typical evening at home. The television might be on, but that is not the main distraction. The father is checking work emails on his phone. The mother is scrolling through Facebook, looking at a friend's vacation photos. The teenage daughter is on TikTok, and the younger son is playing a game on a tablet. Everyone is present, but nobody is truly together. They are in a state I call alone together. They share a space, but their minds are elsewhere. This lack of shared attention has a real cost. It weakens the very foundation of family life, which is built on shared experiences and open communication. This shift in behavior affects children deeply. When parents are constantly distracted by their phones, children can feel ignored or unimportant. They learn that a screen is more interesting than they are. This is a painful message for a child to receive. A parent might be physically present but emotionally absent. This is a new kind of absence. It teaches children to compete with technology for their parents' attention. Over time, this can lead to feelings of loneliness and insecurity. It also sets an example. Children see their parents' habits and learn to value their devices over face-to-face interaction. The cycle then continues with the next generation. Social media creates an illusion of connection that can be very misleading. We see curated pictures of other families' perfect vacations and happy moments. This can lead to feelings of comparison and jealousy. We start to wonder why our own family life isn't as perfect as what we see online. This pressure can cause stress and conflict. A simple comment on a photo can be misunderstood. A political post can start a heated argument that spills into real life. These online disagreements can create lasting damage to family relationships. We believe we are staying in touch, but often we are just creating new ways to feel distant and inadequate. The platforms are designed to keep us hooked. They use likes, comments, and notifications to give us small rewards that make us feel good for a moment. This can become a form of addiction. We feel a constant need to check our phones. We are afraid of missing out on something important. This fear, often called FOMO, fear of missing out, drives us to stay online even when we know we should be present with our families. For teenagers, this pressure is even more intense. Their social lives are often lived online, and the need for validation from peers can be overwhelming. This constant digital performance takes a toll on their mental health. Misunderstandings are also a big problem. When we talk face-to-face, we have context. We see facial expressions and hear the tone of voice. Online, we only have words on a screen. A joke can be taken as an insult. A simple question can seem aggressive. These small misinterpretations can build up over time. They create tension and mistrust between family members. Instead of talking things out, we might send a frustrated text message. This avoids the hard work of real conversation. We choose the easier, faster digital option, but in doing so, we lose the chance to truly understand each other and resolve our conflicts in a healthy way. Let me share a story. A family I spoke with, the Millers, decided to try a digital detox for 1 week. The first 2 days were very difficult. The parents felt anxious without their phones, and the 2 teenagers complained of being bored. But by the 3rd day, something changed. They started talking to each other more. They played a board game for the first time in years. They went for a walk together and noticed things in their neighborhood they had never seen before. By the end of the week, they all agreed they felt closer and more relaxed. They realized how much they had been missing. They didn't give up their devices completely, but they made new rules to protect their family time. Research confirms what many of us feel. Experts in psychology and neuroscience have studied the effects of heavy social media use. They have found strong links between screen time and mental health issues. For teenagers, high levels of social media use are associated with increased rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. The constant comparison to others creates a culture of perfectionism that is impossible to live up to. For adults, the distraction is just as harmful. When a parent is on their phone while playing with their child, it's called technoference. Studies show this behavior can hinder a child's language development and lead to more frustration and hyperactivity in the child. The impact on our brains is significant. Every notification we receive triggers a small release of dopamine, a chemical linked to pleasure and reward. This is the same chemical involved in addiction to things like gambling and junk food. Our brains learn to crave these digital rewards. This makes it very hard to put our phones down. We are not just weak-willed, we are fighting against a powerful biological response. This constant state of alert, waiting for the next notification, keeps our nervous systems in a state of low-grade stress. It makes it difficult to relax, focus, and engage in the deep thinking that real conversation requires. Consider the simple act of being bored. Boredom used to be a normal part of life. It was in those quiet moments that we would think, create, or start a conversation. Now we fill every empty moment with our phones. We check social media while waiting in line, during commercial breaks, or even during a pause in a conversation. We have lost the ability to just be with our own thoughts. This has consequences for our families. When we are never bored, we're also never truly available for a spontaneous chat. We lose the opportunities for connection that used to pop up naturally throughout the day. The effects are different for various age groups, but they are all concerning. For young children, excessive screen time can interfere with the development of empathy. Empathy is learned by watching faces and listening to voices. For teenagers, it can disrupt sleep patterns and self-esteem. For adults, it can harm their primary relationships and their ability to be present parents. The science is clear. Our digital habits are changing our brains and our relationships. We are becoming more distracted, more anxious, and less connected to the people who matter most, even as we feel more connected than ever before. So what can we do? The solution is not to throw away our smartphones and delete our accounts. Technology is a part of our world. The goal is to find a healthy balance. We need to become more intentional about how we use our devices. The first step is to create sacred spaces that are free of technology. The dinner table is a great place to start. Make a family rule that there are no phones allowed during meals. The same rule can apply to the car or to the bedroom. These device-free zones create opportunities for real conversation to happen again. Families can also schedule dedicated time for being offline together. Plan a family game night, go for a hike, or cook a meal together. The key is to make these activities a priority. Put them on the calendar just like any other important appointment. During this time, everyone agrees to put their devices away. It might feel strange at first, but with practice, it becomes a cherished routine. It sends a powerful message to everyone in the family. Our time together is important, and it deserves our full attention. This is how we begin to push back against the constant pull of the digital world. It is also important for parents to lead by example. Children are more likely to follow rules if they see their parents following them too. If you tell your children to put their phones away, you must be willing to do the same. Be mindful of your own habits. When you are with your child, try to be fully present. Put your phone on silent and out of sight. Make eye contact. Listen actively. Show them that they are more important than any email, text, or notification. This is one of the greatest gifts you can give your child. It teaches them the value of human connection. Social media has both good and bad sides. It can keep us in touch with distant relatives, but it can also create a divide between us and those we live with. The challenge is ours to manage. We must reflect on our own experiences and ask how our devices are affecting our family bonds. The goal is not to reject technology, but to put it in its proper place. Let's use it to support our relationships, not replace them. By taking small, practical steps, we can reclaim conversation and build stronger, more connected families in this digital age. The power to reconnect is and always has been in our hands.